Hey everybody, it's Ron Henry's Tattoos. I'm going to show you how to make kofte. Basically, this is Armenian steak tartare, and it's the cousin of kibbeh in the Arab world. Let's get straight into it. Alright guys, so the first thing we're going to do is add 1 cup of bulgur into a bowl. And we're going to top this up with about 1.5 cups of cold water. And we just want to leave that there for about 15 minutes. Alright guys, so next we'll need about 1 cup of spring onions. So all we're going to do is just finely chop these. Alright guys, and next we'll chop up some fresh parsley. So we just want to finely chop this as well. Just like so. So guys, you want about just under 1/4 cup of chopped parsley. Alright guys, so once all the water has been absorbed by our bulgur, we're going to season it with about 1 teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of ground coriander, half a teaspoon of black pepper, half a teaspoon of sweet paprika, half a teaspoon of ground cumin. I'm going to add in half a teaspoon of ground chilli flakes. Now you don't have to do this, but it does give it a touch of spice, which is nice. And finally we'll add in 1 tablespoon of tomato paste, and also 1 tablespoon of red pepper paste. Now before mixing this, what we're going to do is with our spring onions that we chop, we'll add a half of it straight in. We'll keep the other half to garnish. And the same with our parsley, so we'll just add half of it and keep the other half to garnish. And we just want to mix this through and get it very well combined. Okay guys, so just in front of me here I have 1 kilo of beef mince. Now I've minced this myself on a fine consistency. Basically you want to use something that's very high quality and most importantly fresh. Because it's raw, you don't want to take any chances. So don't use a cheap mince or a Ford mince or anything like that. So what we're going to do is add in our bulgur mixture straight in. And we're going to mix this all together. Okay, so that's looking pretty good now. So guys, just in case you are wondering, I used a coarser grade bulgur to do this, as you can see. Reason being, it gives it a very nicer look. Because if not, it's just going to be mincemeat and just the greens. It won't really have that much effect to it. I find this looks much nicer. Okay, so let's work on plating this now. Okay guys, so in my case what I'm going to do is plate it up on a large round plate like so. So we'll make it flat in the middle and do little meatballs around. So it's up to you how you want to do it. There's so many different ways you can do this. But they're all pretty much the same principle. You'll need a bowl with some warm water. This will just help the meat not to stick to you. So let's grab some of our meat. And just in our hands, we want to make like a very large meatball. Use some of the warm water just to smooth it out. And we're going to place it on our plate. And we're just going to flatten it down. But in doing so, you want to keep the edges nice and smooth. And guys, make sure it's not too thick, because this is something you just grab a piece of bread, scoop it up and eat it with. So it shouldn't be too thick. Okay, so now that that's done, grab yourself a fork, dip it in the water, and all you want to do is just go over it like so. Just to give it some form of design. If the meat starts to stick on your fork, just dip it back into the water. That's what it's there for. Okay, now we'll flip the plate through the middle, but we want to leave a bit of a gap now each time. Just like so. Okay, perfect. So there's nothing wrong with serving it like this, but what we're going to do is start to make little meatballs in our hand, and just place it along the sides like that. Now if you do have an ice cream scooper, you can go ahead and use that, it will be easier. I do have one, but I really can't be bothered getting it right now. And to be honest, making meatballs by hand is much more fun. Alright guys, so that's starting to come together nicely, as you can see. So it's time to garnish now. So we'll grab our spring onions and just go all the way around. So what you want to try and do is leave the middle sort of clean and just make it green around the sides. Okay, and we'll get the parsley next, and same thing with that. Alright, here comes the final touch. Just a drizzle of olive oil on top. And we're ready to serve. Alright, there we have it guys. So ready to be served with some bread. So all you do, like I said, is just scoop it up and eat it like that. So it's a very popular appetizer. So guys, variation wise, this can also be done with lamb mince, but definitely not with chicken mince. And this is something that you need to serve once you make it. It's not something you should put in the fridge and have it the next day. I hope you like that guys. Please like, share and subscribe. You can follow me on Facebook, Snapchat and Instagram. If you've got any comments or suggestions, just leave them at the bottom, and I'll see you all next time.